The first part of this video is going to be a quick review on the Timex Zulu and how I feel about it. So this is the American European model. You can see the screen's kind of a little bit dark, and I'll show you an Indian model soon and you'll see the difference. And yeah, so this orange button here is the light. On the silver version, the button's black. And there's also an expedition version I'll show you at the end of the video. You can see there's an analog at the top. We got our little crown. And let's go through the modes. So we got our time mode. Got our chronograph, alarm, timer, time 2, and our regular time mode. And then we got our rotating bezel. It's a little bit stiff and hard to move. And the light on this one, I don't know, it's not so good. It might be because somebody assembled it incorrectly in the past and bent the light bulb. So this is a salesman sample. It doesn't function, and this is what the band would look like originally. This one's like pristine. So here's a silver version. It usually has indices on the bezel, and I'm going to show you how nice the light is on the Indian model. The screen is gold because I modded it and added a gold screen, but it's going to be real bright. You can see that. I don't know, I think somebody might have bent the light bulb, but in the second part of the video, you're going to see how to fully disassemble one of these guys. I'm going to take it fully apart. It's going to be a junk watch, a parts watch. It's not in very good shape, but I just want to show you guys what it looks like new. And I think this is probably one of the best Anadichis you can buy, because it has a CR2016 battery, and most of the Anadichis made in the 80s and 90s have those tiny ones that leak, but the CR2016 is a lithium battery. And yeah, this is the only watch I know that's Anadichi and it has a CR2016 battery. So this is the back of a Timex Zulu. Over here there should be a projection coming here for the speaker. Usually there's a nice round speaker here, and the projection touches this, completes the circuit for the speaker. And usually there's a harness here on the Indian version. I'll show you a picture. And this one is missing the harness. The American version has a soldered in harness with a little clip on the side that you just rotate and you put the CR2016 battery in. But this one is an Indian version. It's just missing its little harness. We're going to take out these screws that are meant for the harness. And we're going to fully disassemble this movement. And this is just like a protection sheet for the battery not to short circuit anywhere. You can see this watch has been through a lot. This pin is broken here on this battery clip. And the first thing we're going to do, there's no crown here, but if you had a crown you would just push here. I'll show a clip of that too. Once you've got your Zulu open, you're gonna stick your pin here and remove the there we go. You gotta be really delicate with that because you can bend it, and then the little crown won't go back in. And a trick you can do is there's usually a screw here, one just like this one, and you can loosen the screw a little if it's not coming out, and the crown should come out. But then you're gonna have to like fiddle with it for the little plate to come back up. Yeah, so first we're gonna have to remove this movement from its casing, and in the top right and the bottom left there's a special hook on the pushers, and they kind of grab the buttons. See, this is a special hook here, and this side doesn't have it, and it basically grabs on the back side of this button here, so the movement doesn't fall out when you open it. And the first thing we're going to do is remove the hands here. So I'm going to use my handmade hand puller. Let's remove the second hand. This should be pretty loose because this is a part swatch. And there goes the second hand, there goes the minutes hand, there goes the hours hand. And yeah, they're all in bad shape too. This watch has seen way better days. Let's remove all these hands out of my way. And I'm just gonna pry this. So there's 2 pins usually on the back of this one. This is broken. This pin is still there, broken. This should work. Aha! Genius! There it is. Usually there's a little washer here, a silver washer. I'll show a short clip of that. So after you remove the hands, you're going to take off the face, and there's going to be a little spring washer, and you got to remove that washer. Then you remove this. Sometimes they come out together, the hour and the seconds. Let's separate them just for fun. Come out, little guy. There you go. So there's our minutes barrel, and then there's our hours. And on this side, the seconds goes all the way through, and we're going to remove that later. And right now, the screw over here has been removed because it's not installed. But there's usually a screw there on the back side. You can see right here, that's actually a screw on the other side. And I'm going to remove this little flat head here. It's a very small flat head. I'm trying to get everything. Okay, let's get a tiny little flat hand. And this plate is missing a piece. It broke off over here. It usually comes down here. I'll show a clip of that too. And you can see right here. And if your crown is loose, that's probably what it is. It bends because somebody removed the hands, removed the crown wrong. They push too hard on the metal plate and then it deforms. And you got this little tiny adjustment wheel. And yeah, this side's pretty bare now. It's got our seconds hand here, some kind of pass through, and the spring is removed from the back side too. So in order to continue, I don't want this seconds part here to get damaged because that's a very tiny piece of metal. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put the faceplate back on. We're going to put the movement back in. So I usually feed it in from one side, and then I push this part around until it settles nicely. You don't want to break the solder joints. Well, then we can start removing the back side. So there's all the screws are the same basically.
So I'm just gonna remove all the screws.
And this is the screw that holds the movement in, the analog movement. You can see it's starting to shake a little. And then this is the speaker contact screw. And this is just another screw that holds the chip on. There's a lot of screws in this watch. And this movement is missing the screw here that usually holds that little plate that we saw earlier. Got this guy. That's all the screws. It looks like our movement's gonna fall out. And the whole thing's just falling apart. That's nice. So for some reason, this little spring got stuck to the chip, but the spring usually sits in this little hole here. It's a little special place. Let's put that away. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put the faceplate back on. I'm going to put this little analog movement back in. Yeah, it goes in this way. There we go. So we got our analog movement in. And this is what the chip looks like on the other side. So this is for the LCD. This is the light bulb, a very nice light bulb for back in the 90s. It's a very bright bulb and it has this nice little reflector on the bottom. And here we go. Usually there's another reflector over here in the bottom there, but this one's missing that too, because it's missing everything. And this is a zebra strip. Zebra strips are to transfer the connectivity through the chip onto the screen. so that the screen lights up. And there's two of these. There's these nice foam buffers on the reflector plate, and they're usually very stale and brittle. There's the reflector plate there. And the LCD. I wouldn't suggest using metal tweezers to do this, but you know, maybe they just fall out. Yeah. So this is the LCD, and those zebra strips that there and over here. And if you look closely, you can see there's tiny little contacts along the top edge, and those light up the digits. And now we're going to be taking this movement apart, and pretty sure, oh, what is missing? Let me put that back. Oh, it's missing that too. I'll be back. This is what the analog movement should look like from the back. And you can see here, there's a copper coil that powers the motor. And there's two contacts here that transfers the energy onto the chip. And on this watch, it's broken. So you don't want to do this if your watch is still working. But I'm going to remove this thing out of my way. Yeah, I guess I can sit there. I don't know. It'll just sit in there. But usually it's still attached. See the little wire? And what you're going to do, you're going to get something very thin and flat. Pry this up. And then you're going to see this little guy here. It's going to come off. The cute little guy. He goes right there and sits underneath this, like that. So we're going to take this guy off. And this microscopic, whatever the heck this is. Pretty sure it does something important. Something to do with the crown, probably. Now we can pry this up. And what we will find, so when you're like lifting this up, usually that little pad that I removed earlier, when it's sitting in there, it's gonna like fling itself upward and kind of sit over here conveniently. That's how it was when I removed one that was actually working. And I hope it's like that for all of them. It should just come right off. It's just friction fit. There's no screws holding it down, which is concerning, but whatever. Timex decided that's what they wanted to do. So now we got our little drivetrain here. So this is the gear that was going through the pass-through. This gear seems to just be some kind of transfer gear in between. So that's the first gear you remove, and the last gear you put back on. And then this gear is another transfer gear, transferring the energy from the little motor. And here's our motor, the fun little guy. Don't take him out of his spot. And this is the seconds hand. Nice and long. And this part here Is that transfer we saw earlier. And sometimes you just want to take those out to clean them, so that's why I'm taking it apart. I guess we're gonna fully disassemble this. This thing, I think it's supposed to be for when this movement is alone and has its own battery. But in this watch, it doesn't have a battery because it feeds off of the chip. I'm gonna take the motor out just because I said I would fully disassemble it. It's magnetic, so it should play games with us. See, it's stuck to the tweezers. It's a motor. It's a magnetic motor. The coil, the electricity, very fun. Okay. So this coil, in case you have to replace it, you would just very, very delicately get your flathead here and unscrew this guy. And remove the screw. And this little gap here. Yeah, there would be like a thing with that chip. This chip here would be kind of like grab you. He'd be like hanging out over here right now, and the very thin wires would be holding him up if they were there. But if the wire broke like this one, you're gonna have to replace it. So you need a donor. Yeah, so this guy, take this guy out. It says Timex there in microscopic words. And then this is just some kind of transfer plate. I'll take it out because I said I would. Oh, come on. Yeah, we got another transfer plate. And I'm assuming this is a grommet, so I don't think you should ever remove that. Looks like it only goes in one way. So we're gonna flip it over. There should be nothing holding it in. So we got our broken. Yeah. Oh, it looks like the second hand has a protective sheath that's been like pressed into the plastic. I've never gone this far actually. And so there's our bare plastic movement base. And this is the furthest you can disassemble the analog movement. Yeah, looks like it's pressed in place right over there. I don't think you should remove it. You might just mess with something. Yeah, okay, let's put it back together. It should be very fun, joyous. Okay. I'm gonna zoom out. So this guy should go in here. And our faceplate should be here. Oh, come on. Yeah. And then we're gonna maybe we should just assemble this front end. Should we? There's nothing stopping me. Let's go. We're gonna put this little guy back in his place. And then we're gonna put this little guy back in his place. And yeah, that's kind of held in there. And then we're going to get our microscopic flathead screw. Microscopic. Look how tiny he is. Oh. And yeah, just expect nothing to work out, because nothing ever works out of these Anadigis. Although this is probably the best Anadigi made in the 80s for reliability. I mean, made in the 90s actually. But yeah, of the neo vintage era, this watch is probably... Oh my god, you little guy, you just a little prick. Let's like get one twist. I'm gonna rotate the movement. Oh, damn it. Let me get the right tool for this. There's a special... Okay. Let's see. Oh yeah, you don't want that screw falling in that hole. Come on. This is really tiny, guys. It's not fun at all. It's not fun at all. Okay, there we go. There we go. So it's in there, enjoying its life. And then we're gonna place this guy here. See, this one's actually damaged. There's actually like a bent gear. And then we're gonna put our, that's the minutes hand, this is our hours hand gear. And it should line up with that guy there. And then we're gonna put our face plate. Oh, there should be a little washer, remember guys, there's a little shiny washer. Huh. And this dumb faceplate goes on. Okay, now that everything's set up on the other side, we can put the movement back together. So first we're gonna get this gear here. I don't know what the heck's going on there. Piece of dust. This watch is not intended to be running, so it's not really, it's just a parts watch. Okay, we're gonna put that in there and kind of spin it till it engages with the tooth on the other side. Then we're gonna put the motor back in. Well, where is he? Oh, he's stuck to something. So our motor goes in there. Let's get something non-ferrous. Wait, is that the bottom? Yes, the bottom. The top has the gears on it. a little wooden thing too. Come on. Should be a little hole in the bottom. A microscopic hole. Utterly microscopic hole. And yeah. Oh yeah, this plate's just gonna mess everything up. Go back. And then put this guy. Yes. So we got our gear, our motor. And I guess I should have put this in a long time ago. And that should resolve our crazy coil problem. It could no longer act up. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're supposed to do this before you put this plastic part on. Yes. Where's our other gear? Where's the seconds hand? Oh. So I got a seconds hand. A very long seconds hand. And that should engage with this gear. And then the funny short one. Where's the funny short one? This one. So tiny. So this tiny little shorty is gonna go there. Just gonna fiddle with it till it just kind of sits nicely. And then this is the last guy to go in. Oh, please, just go in. Don't cause any trouble. This one's always a little bit of a... my God. See, you gotta have some patience. Haha. Yes. So there's our fully reassembled drivetrain. And yeah, remember there's like a super delicate microscopic wire holding up a little connection pad here while you're doing this. And now we're gonna put the plastic piece back on. Look, this is not gonna be easy. I mean, they look lined up, but watch. Well, sometimes it just works. This like system really sucks, but every watch is assembled this way. The pins, see all those little holes? The pins have to line up with those holes. Wow, that's magical. That never happens, just letting you know. So that little thing would be here, that patch, that transfer would be like, put in the right orientation. It would be like this. It'd be like this, kind of floating here. And then you'd have to like, yeah, super delicately wrap the, push it down, and then it'd sit there because it would catch on this little upper lip over here. It'd be under pressure. And it absolutely sucks that, like, it's so tiny. You're gonna, maybe you could break it, you know? Maybe you could. You're gonna break it, and then gotta get a spare movement. It's gonna cost you like 50 bucks, 100 bucks, I don't know. A lot of money. Okay, let's continue reassembling. Oh, wait. This pointless thing is still here. You belong with you. Let's go and put him back without, hopefully without messing up the gears. Oh, this is fun. I forgot to put it in. Oh. Yeah, if yours looks like this, you might want to clean it because it's kind of gross, but this is a trash parts kind of thing. And I'm not gonna clean it. Go in. Please, just listen. Yes. It's never too late, guys. Look. It's never too late. Oh. This will work. Oh, just go down. Line up. Oh, yes. Ha! I got it. Okay, so everything is wonderfully lined up as it should be. So we're gonna make sure that we see this pin, and that pin. They're all there. Sometimes one will be like off its kilter and nothing would work if that was the case. But you can see a little metal peeking through each hole. Yeah, a little gear back there. We're gonna put this guy in his home. It's a precarious little thing. Oh yes, just go in your home. Fits right there. And then this little thing goes there. This one goes below there. And then this guy goes on top. That. Can't really explain why it's not sitting nicely. And that went somewhere. I'll be back. So it's there. Everything is where it should be. Theoretically. Okay. Now let's put the like fingerprints on it. Make sure you wipe those fingerprints off of microfiber before you reassemble. Also check for dust. There's always a piece of dust. Always. And you're gonna like stick this in here like that. Nice. Look at that piece of dust. I usually use these watercolor brushes, and the static kind of picks up the dust sometimes. You kind of flick it off, blow it off. Now we're gonna put the reflector back on. You don't want any of these loose pieces to come off and mess with your zebra strips. Like, this connection is very delicate. They usually bow like this over time. It's fine. So the shiny side is the side that touches the screen, and the side with the little bumps is the side that touches the circuit board. See, there's like little bumps from the circuit board pressing over time. And then one side's kind of smooth. So the smooth side goes down. The bumps face up. Just slide that in there. And make sure it's nice and even. And then our little golden spring is gonna go in his golden home. It must be a ground for something. Grounds to the front of, I guess it grounds to the dial. And yeah, so our little light is gonna go into that little hole on the right side. I'm gonna put it in sideways, and then I'm gonna slowly, well, let's zoom in for the macro. See, the button is depressed, and then it's gonna slide behind there, and this one doesn't have that. I'm just gonna make sure it sits there. Oh, this is breaking off. That's nice. This watch is seeing very, very fast. There's nothing I can do about it. And it's gonna put all these screws back in. One at a time. Oh, damn it. I'm assuming this is going to be a very, very long video. If it gives you resistance, just back it out all the way until it engages. Because these screws, they look like machine screws, but I'm pretty sure they were fit. And they're like, just screw them straight into the plastic. Don't go too tight. If it starts giving you resistance and it looks flush with the chip, it should be fine. I'm gonna do this one at the bottom here next. I hate these flathead screwdrivers. Why can't it just be a Phillips? We're gonna do all the corners. and that should hold it together. So this is the one that we would have a golden metal thing sticking out, and that would be the speaker contact. But it is not, because it is broken. And then, oh, let's go zoom in for fun. So, yeah. Why is it not? Ugh. There we go. So there's like a little foot here, and it goes into that hole, and then this thing sticks up. Nice. We're gonna finish screwing that in. And if this was the American version, we would almost be done. We're gonna put a screw in here, and we're gonna put a screw in here. So this is the one that holds the analog movement up against the chip. And you gotta be really careful not to screw it up. If this slips and hits this thing, and one of those wires gets nicked, you'll lose all functionality on the hands. So you just gotta be really careful. See, it's pulling up the analog movement. Nice. And yeah, this screw here has just been hanging out. It connects to that plate on the front side so that the crown is tight. The part that holds the crown in is tight. Let's just turn that. And oh no, look. It's just freely spinning. So you see the screw engaged with this little part here on the front, holding this in place. But if this piece was still here, the metal piece that goes in this groove, it probably would have just went in like it should have. But in this case it did not, because it broke. This watch is really on its last legs. There's nothing I can do. It's falling apart as I put it back together. They're usually pretty robust watches. Yeah, that solder joint broke there. Got this little guy here that should be in there. Just gonna put it right here. Well, maybe I can slide it. I would never put this near a working coil, but slide it into the fake battery hole. That way I don't lose it, in case I need it in the future. And then you put this guy here. So you're gonna want to line it up. Line up the holes with the hole, and then put the screw in the hole. And something on the Indian version, there's gonna be like a metal part that goes here, a metal part goes across, and it goes over the battery, and there's another one on this side. And you're gonna have to thread that through, and it holds the battery on. screw. And then there's another screw. It's missing. See, like everything's not working on this watch. Nothing is working. Everything is broken. Which is sad because it's such a cool vintage digital Anadigi. And this one's missing its loom. It got brittle. Yeah, when I got it, it was already broken anyway. Put that in there. And this one, it's got some nastiness. Usually you're going to want to line this up at 12 o'clock for all of the hands. But this is a parts watch. I'm just going to put it together. And this second hand is already destroyed. Not much you can do for that. Somebody else bent it. Okay, cool. And then I'm gonna put this broken piece back in his home. In his broken home. Yeah, this one's missing a button up there too. We took it fully apart. There should be a gasket. The case back. And then you go 1, 2, 3, 4 screws. Make sure you don't pinch the gasket. I mean, look at this thing. Look at this thing. The Indians put this stuff through hell. It's going back in my parts bin. And now I'm going to show you a nice one because it's almost like a punishment showing you this disgusting one. So this is what the watch looks like when it's really nice. This is an American version. The screen is slightly darker. Here's a Expedition model, missing its bezel. So here's one of the silver versions from India. I modded it. I added a second hand from a Timex Marlin. Here's another black one with the indices missing from the bezel. This one has a blacked out screen. And here's a nice silver one. The indices are missing, so I added this leather. And I modded it, added a gold LCD. And they're actually really reliable. As you can see, I have like 5 of them. And they're all working fine. And they keep time really well. The best part, the light's really good. The silver one has loom, and the black one has no loom. There's also a white version of this. If you like these kinds of watches, you can follow me at Daddy Digi on Instagram.